From the recordings of the man that is said to have some information on the disciplinary proceedings against Khan, to them lying to Vusumuzi Ket Matala, and even trying to convince Senzo Mchunu, all of this just to get Dumisani Khumalo behind bars. Brown Mogotsi was really onto Dumisani Khumalo. Let us unpack what happened, especially in light of the good news that came out from News 24 that Dumisani Khumalo is going back to work and has been reinstated as the head of crime intelligence pending the outcomes of the relaxation of the bail conditions.
That earlier oath, not the one you took before us, did you consider that to be binding?
The one on the affidavit.
Sorry, CJC 44. At page 43.
That's correct. Commissioner, will I be allowed to say something, please?
Can you just answer the question? Yes. Did you consider that oath to be binding on your conscience?
For the purpose of the mission I was undertaking, Commissioner, it was the only way to execute that mission.
And can you now answer the question directly? Okay, thank you, I hear you. Can you answer the question directly? Did you consider that oath to be binding on your conscience? Yes or no? You've given an explanation. Now I want a direct answer to my question.
You know, Commissioner, the questions you are putting, it's somehow putting me in a position to, it looks that now the questions are suppressing me.
So this testimony today started with really, with some really interesting things that happened, including the commissioners asking Brown Mogotsi cross-examining him about the contracts and him lying under oath, and that he's lied about his qualifications, he's lied about his training, he's lied about a lot of things. And I'm happy that the Commissioner Khumalo asked this question specifically, or the questions that he asked, because these are the questions that were very overarching. And even Dumisani asked these very same questions in his segment, and he was asking if whether the commissioners are interested in those questions, and I'm happy that that is exactly what Khumalo did.
Self-defense units of the African National Congress in and around Mahikeng. The first question is, how old is Brown? How old are you, Brown Mogotsi? If you were in a self-defense unit in Mahikeng, who was the commander? As far as I understand the history of those units, they never operated in the old Buputatswana. There were activities in the university. And Brown, you did not go to that University of Buputatswana. But the self-defense units of Mahikeng, I'm sure there were MK activities, but if you were there, please, he must answer, who was his commander? How did he train? Who were his fellow unit members? And what missions did they get involved in? Very important. The second set of questions that Mogotsi has to tell us is, when he was recruited as an informer, was he facing a criminal charge? What was that criminal charge? Who are these fellow criminals that he was selling out? He was informing the police on. And the third set of questions, if he is an agent of crime intelligence, where did he train? Which college? What were the courses? What were the courses of his training? Where I'm standing, the chap looks like a sophisticated, foreign-trained agent. We are told he's got competency on 7 foreign languages. He must explain how he got that training. Which college, which crime intelligence operations and courses did he go through? Very, very important.
And him lying under oath, from what Commissioner Matlanga said, you could see that this man really, he does not have the utmost knowledge of what he's doing. And just even lying under oath, guys. Lying in affidavit is very, very serious. And I'm just shocked that he got away with it at that time. And he learned this tactic that I can lie and get away with it. But this time he was caught in it by the commissioners.
How you value or do not value an oath, and why, as you admit, you told a lie in your affidavit, which is annexed here as Exhibit CJC 44. Can you please, I'm giving you all the leeway to explain yourself with regard to the lie that you admittedly told. But please don't veer off to a whole lot of other issues.
Thank you, Commissioner. Then it means, commissioners, we need to start at this particular point. Does the commission believe and acknowledge that I'm an agent? If the commission
we cannot answer that. We are still to evaluate the evidence at some point. So we cannot say, yes, we believe you, Mr. Mogotsi. We cannot do that, not now.
The answer, Commissioner, to the question because the Commission has not yet arrived at the conclusion if I'm an agent. Commissioners, yes, I lied in executing my duties. My conscience, when signing this affidavit, I took an oath in front of that particular police officer, that commissioner of oath, knowing that it's a lie in executing my duties. That's correct, Commissioner.
Do you have any form of intelligence gathering training, any formal training?
Clandestine training, yes. Formal, you mean with qualifications?
Yes.
No.
You don't have qualifications?
No, the training was different.
Do you have any form of qualification that involves forensic investigations?
No.
No. But now you want this commission to believe that in 2020, you were hired to investigate irregularities within crime intelligence.
Commissioner, that is a fact.
Let me interrupt you, Mr. Mogotsi. I said short answers. I don't want you to go to 2008. I want to give Mr. Cheskelson his time back. Lastly, you said to Chair, you want this commission to believe that you are a contact agent. That's what you said in your response to the Chair. Do you accept that as we are sitting here today, you have not provided this commission with any supporting documents that confirm, wait for the question. You have not supported this commission with any supporting documents that confirm your version that you are conducting investigations as a contact agent. We have nothing in front of us. You say you were in Kenya. We don't have your flight tickets. We don't have the communication between you and the person in Kenya. You say you called him on your cell phone. You say you followed Ket Matala to Durban. We don't have your flight tickets. You did not take photos of this place you followed him to. So there's absolutely nothing before us that supports the version that you conducted any of these investigations that you are mentioning. Are you at least prepared to accept that before us as we are sitting here today, other than your statement and your say-so, there are no documents that support the version that you are a contact agent and you conducted these investigations? Yes or no?
The question is very unfair, Commissioner. To say I have nothing, as I just said to you, Commissioners, contact agent, you will never find any identity of a contact agent. You will never. In this whole room, I am a state agent. I'm a contact agent. You will never find a document written contact agent.
Now moving right along to the very most important thing, and the thing was about the IPID. And that thing of the IPID is very important because he spoke about this guy. If you guys remember that this guy was referred to even from the testimonies of Dumisani Khumalo and one of the witnesses who were in camera. So all those witnesses, when you think about them, they kept on referring to the IPID guy, this guy, and it was not clear who this guy is.
You've asked Mr. Matlala, still on the 23rd of December at 14:46, my brother, any news from IPID?
That's correct.
Don't get a reply from him, so you call him at 15:39 on that day.
That's correct.
Why would you be calling him? You also called him at 15:40, we see lower down.
Me and Kate were talking.
You've asked him twice for details of an IPID guy early in the day and he hasn't got back to you.
Yes, he didn't come back to me.
Would you accept that the probabilities are that when you're calling him, you're looking for that IPID guy?
No, there won't be. It would have been the possibility, but if I don't remember, I don't remember. But I'm still saying I was looking for the IPID guy, and the possibility may be that, of course, I was looking for the IPID guy. But it's not easy to convey a message verbally to someone on those things. It's easy to say any IPID guy because I wanted the name, so I would want him probably to type it or to get something tangible.
So, and he hasn't yet told you who the IPID guy is?
He didn't tell me. You'll see in our chats, in some of the chats, he do acknowledges that the IPID guy could not help him and he was not brave enough. It's written in one of the messages. Yeah, there you go. On page 47, he said, on page 47, if you go there, I asked him, IPID guy can be a breakthrough. It's me saying that.
We'll come to that in due course.
And he answered, there's a bit of a hurdle there, but I'll fill you in. And I said, will it work? It never worked.
Mr. Mogotsi, we'll get to, I promise you'll have an opportunity to explain that, chat, because the word that you use calls for some explanation.
But because I love doing my own digging on the side, and this is what I found. So I found this when I did my digging, that there is two men who are allegedly being involved in the shady dealings that also involved none other than O'Sullivan. So this article says IPID officers O'Sullivan and Trent charged with racketeering. So the police apparent fight back campaign to protect former acting commissioner Khumalo was upped a notch on Wednesday morning when several charges related to racketeering were raised against IPID investigators and forensic investigators. The charges against forensic investigators Paul O'Sullivan, his assistant attorney Sarah Jane Trent, and IPID officers Mandlagayise Mahlangu and Temane Binang were served to them in the Pretoria Magistrates Court. 34 charges have been brought against them. They were appearing in the court on Wednesday to face previous charges laid against them related to allegedly impersonating a police officer, fraud, extortion, contravention of IPID Act, which were charged with during the investigation into Pahlan. The case had been postponed numerous times for further investigation until the extra charges were laid on Wednesday. The charge came days after it was publicly revealed that IPID was investigating billions of rands in police contract awarded to businessman Keith Kidding. IPID alleged that he paid for vehicles for Pahlan. The latest charge alleges that the four contravened the Prevention of Organized Crime Act that Trent, O'Sullivan and Mahlangu had managed an enterprise. So this man, remember that O'Sullivan doesn't see anything wrong with what Shadrach Sibia doing, probably doesn't see anything wrong with what Mogotsi is doing. Could it be that this IPID guy, they're talking to these people that were once working for O'Sullivan? Hey, guys, just food for thought. I'm not saying that is the case. And then there's another person that is involved, and that is someone called Brigadier Paraza Ncube. Now, he's also a suspect. It says on Tuesday night, IPID said in a statement that its attorney officers were raided by the police and that the raid was allegedly led by Northwest Head of Commercial Crime Intelligence, Brigadier Paraza Ncube. Ncube is part of a team of Northwest officers along with Major General Jan Mabula, who are under investigation by IPID for claims of torture and unaliving. So we have these people that are all from IPID. Could it be that one of them is the IPID guy that they're talking about? I love doing my own digging. I love doing my own research, and I like broadening my mind as to who might be these people. I just wanted you guys to think about who might be the suspect in this situation. I might be wrong, but I'm just giving you the information that I found, that there is people that are from IP that have been accused of serious crimes, including unalivings and extortion and busy being cover up police officers for O'Sullivan. And even what we've heard from Kabinde yesterday, that O'Sullivan is uyazenzela nje IPID. He's in charge, he's in control. Because at that time of 2017, around those time, the person that was the head was McBride. And it seems like he was the manager of McBride. He was in charge of McBride. He was in charge of this whole thing called IPID. And it's not just IPID that he captured. It was NPA, IDAC. But it seems like IPID was his ground, was his playground, because of the presence of McBride, who was on his side. So do whatever that you may with this information, especially based on what Mogotsi said. Moving right along now to Khumalo. So Khumalo, it seems like they wanted him to be disciplined.
Then you say this is the matter now which either Sibia or the minister can charge Khumalo and apply Rule 9 of the disciplinary hearing. So you're suggesting to the minister that he should discipline General Khumalo?
As a South African, I was not the first person to suggest, where we want accountability, you will even say, Minister, fire these people, Minister, do this.
But you're not an ordinary member of the public in relation to the minister, Mr. Mogotsi. You're someone who the minister has been phoning on several occasions on WhatsApp, on Signal.
As a comrade, and it should not be misconceived that if someone is a comrade and you being a comrade, the moment he becomes a minister, is not my comrade. You still call him, you still call you.
And in your testimony a few minutes ago, you said it may be the National Commissioner to do the disciplining. But in this message, you didn't mention the National Commissioner, you mentioned Sibia. Why did you mention Sibia?
I don't know why I mentioned Sibia, but I mentioned it.
Come now, Mr. Mogotsi. You do know why you mentioned Sibia. Why would you have mentioned Sibia?
Commissioners, if you know why I mentioned him, please be at liberty to tell the Commission why.
I'm not saying I know, I'm saying that you know.
When you say I know, it means you know that I know.
Why on earth would you mention a Deputy National Commissioner in relation to the discipline of General Khumalo? What could General Sibia have anything... What relevance could General Sibia have to the disciplinary process?
No, I understand the question. Sorry for wasting Commission's time. The Deputy National Commissioner of Detection is, we like using the word the boss, to both the Divisional Commissioner of Intelligence, General Khumalo. He is the immediate supervisor, he is the immediate person above him.
So you're saying that General Khumalo reports to General Sabia?
Definitely.
Well, I think you're wrong in that regard. Is that what you thought?
I'm not wrong.
You are wrong. It's not a debate that we need to have with you. It's a legal fact that we can debate at the end of this commission.
They wanted him to be arrested.
See, your text doesn't mention the PKTT, it mentions Khumalo.
Yeah.
So you knew he would be interested that Khumalo is to be disciplined, that you're talking to the minister about disciplining Khumalo. You knew that.
It's true. Khumalo, who is the head of the PKTT?
Why did you think Mr. Matlala has an interest in Khumalo being disciplined?
Not Khumalo only.
No, you're referring to Khumalo here.
Yes,
Let's take it one step at a time. Your message here speaks only to Khumalo. You haven't said in this message anyone else is to be disciplined, right? You say Khumalo will be disciplined. The question is, why did you think Mr. Matlala has an interest in knowing that you're speaking to the minister about disciplining Khumalo?
Yeah, it's because Khumalo is the head of the PKTT. And like as I said yesterday, I thought, commissioners, if you can know what I think of that message now, it's totally different from what I thought then. Now I can see this message did not have any weight, it's meaningless. But that time I thought, because PKTT is headed by General Khumalo, so for this thing that people went to prison for nothing, you must also be accountable. That's what I thought.
No, but you see, you're wrong. The message is not meaningless then and now. It's not meaningless, it's very meaningful. You're telling the minister, here's a judgment, you, Sibia, must discipline, right? It must discipline Khumalo. And you share that with Matala, who has an interest because PKTT people have come to his house. So it is a meaningful message. You can't downplay it now, Mr. Mogotsi.
The content to think that to say Khumalo must be disciplined,
yes,
it's very wrong, as I'm saying. Because in the first place, if like what you alluded to yesterday, if this was a criminal case and you ask me, did Khumalo arrest those people and force them to fall? The answer would be no, and I will be at fault with that.
And it helped him to go and open a case in Soweto.
It's true, that's correct.
And according to you, who would have been arrested on that case? You know the facts. You know who went to his house?
No.
Who, according to you, would have been arrested?
It would be the person who manhandled his wife and him.
And you wanted the name of the IPID guy that would help him with that?
No, because he mentioned him along those lines, I also wanted to know him as to who is this person.
Okay. Thank you.
To a point that Brown Mogotsi even felt the need to fabricate texts that is going to send to Vusimuziket Matlala lying about the intention to arrest Dumisani or discipline Dumisani. So he went above, beyond, and whatever that you guys want to call it, for him to push that narrative that Dumisani Khumalo is to be arrested, Dumisani Khumalo has to be arrested. Even the members of the PKTT, they wanted them gone.
So, there are two things here. What the person who communicated with you said, and also what was in the news. So I want to be sure about the mention of the PKTT. Yeah. Was it by the person who communicated with you, or was it by the media? Was it in the news?
Yeah, it was in the news, but like senior counsel was saying, so you thought it was the PKTT. I acceded, yes. Yeah.
So are you saying specifically that the news mentioned the PKTT?
The person who sent me the message on WhatsApp, showing me the PKTT members.
Not the news. Yes. So the news made no mention of the PKTT?
Yeah, I cannot confirm it was the news. No, it did not.
And who was the person who told you this?
It's one of the, is it on the group? But there is this 3 groups. I can try and verify where this thing come from. Maybe after lunch, I should just go in and look for it quickly. I can try and get where and the source of that.
How was this communicated to you?
WhatsApp.
Yes. So you still have this somewhere?
No, if you go to, if it was a news link, I will have to look for that particular phrase, like 204, or Google, just to research quickly how was it phrased in.
Without suggesting that news is always accurate, but I would be very surprised that this was in the news, because this case had nothing to do with the PKTT. Do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, the fact that the question was posed as to whether Mr. Mogotsi, did you read the statement? Answering no means I cannot I should be directed given what the fact says as we speak.
I will tell you that the judgment concerned events that took place in the Western Cape. that had nothing to do with the PKTT. Do you accept that?
I accept on the basis that probably I did not do the judgment. I accept that the judgment may have not said the PKTT, but I know that I don't know if commissioner is saying it has nothing to do with the PKTT because it's not in the KZN.
No.
If that's not the case,
I'm just stating the fact that case had nothing to do with the PKTT.
I accede.
But I may add also that what we have heard thus far, unless you're going to suggest otherwise, is that the PKTT was involved in KZN and also in the Eastern Cape Fort Hare cases and in Mthatha case. And we've not heard anything else. Yes, a few members came to assist in Gauteng. That's all we have heard. But that's not the point I was making. I was just saying to you that case had nothing to do with the PKTT.
Unfortunately, from cross-examination of Madlanga, it was clear that there was never an intention to arrest PKTT members. The arrest that was supposed to happen was the arrest that has nothing to do with that, was arrest in Cape Town. So Mogotsi has been lying to everybody. I don't know if Vusumuzi Matala really was aware that Mogotsi is lying to him. I don't know. People of ad hoc committee, you guys have to tell us next week, because Vusumuzi Matala is going to be facing the ad hoc. So we want to know as to, did he know that this man has been lying to him, fabricating messages? And like, on hindsight, guys, on the other hand, have you thought that maybe Mogotsi is lying? That he fabricated these texts, he's trying to lie and trying to push this narrative that he was actually fooling? Because one moment he's known Vusumuzi Matlala from years ago. He's even assisted with their tender when that ALU group was rejected for the tender, and they used that interdict to go to court to interdict this tender being awarded to some people that they don't know, and he said that he's doing it for the community and whatever. You remember that argument that he made yesterday. Have you guys thought that he's lying? Because how can he know Vusumuzi Matala then, and then now all of the sudden Vusumuzi Matala is his project? That doesn't make sense to me, at least. That one moment the person is helping you, they're even using you. That is why Chaskalston was never convinced, because we're asking ourselves, all of us, how can someone yesterday, they assist you with court proceedings, assisting you seriously with many things, including payments and stuff like that were made to your foundation, all of those things. Then on the other hand, this person is your project. Is he protecting Vusumuzi Matala? We will find out. Even if Vusumuzi Matala is coming with his version, the truth shall set you free and it will come out. That is why you even saw him. He even started using that blackmail. I don't know if it's blackmail type of vibe to say that, yeah, you commissioners, you've already seen me as guilty. Why don't I just let it go? Oh, what? Finish what you started, Papa. You started this.
I'm sitting here, asking myself questions as I'm responding one by one. And I'm responding to the same table that says to me, even the oath that I have taken, they don't believe it is binding my conscience. If someone is in my shoes, does it really help for me to be here? Or as we go on, it will start to bind in the mind of the commissioners? Is it still appropriate for me to be sitting here giving evidence on a known fact that the oath that I've taken doesn't help?
Mr. Mogotsi, please do not make a mistake. What is put to you by way of questioning in no way means that decisions, conclusive findings have been made by this commission. I think you asked me a similar question yesterday. I forget, or I think you asked whether we believe that you are in fact a co-agent. Am I mistaken? I think that's the question you put.
That was the question.
And I said to you, Mr. Mogotsi, we are going to make our findings at some stage down the line. So take it from me when I say at this stage we have not made any findings, but that does not mean that we will not test what you are saying or what is apparent to us from documents. We are going to test that. All of that will assist us in the end in making findings.
By going to be an agent, going to Mkhwanazi, now you want to back down, you finish it, Baba.
Sending your communication with the minister to Mr. Matlala, correct?
That's correct.
Because on 31 December 2024, you want to show Mr. Matlala that you and the minister are discussing the PKTT, or at least people in the leadership of the PKTT, correct?
Not discussing that. I sent him a message.
Yes.
Remember, the minister did not respond.
Yes.
If it's me, it was a one-way communication.
No, I'm saying you are sending this to Mr. Matlala.
Yes.
And the purpose of you sending it to Mr. Matlala is to show Mr. Matlala that at least you are discussing the PKTT with the minister.
Yeah, that I sent him a message, yes.
And that you are portraying the PKTT, or at least its leadership, in a negative light. Is that correct? Because you're not saying positive things about the PKTT or its leadership.
In that context, yes.
Yeah. So you are portraying the PKTT in a negative light.
To Matlala.
You are showing Matlala that you are portraying to the minister the PKTT in a negative light.
No, I'm not showing that. It's not in that context. To show this is where there's a court judgment.
Yes.
It's a fact. You don't portray. You are showing him. This is now what I think the PKTT have done, and this is what my suggestion is to the minister.
So you are suggesting to the minister that the PKTT is doing wrong things.
That there's a court judgment.
Yes.
Yes, not the PK. Here we are not referring mainly to the PKTT. I'm referring to the judgment, that here's the judgment, and I feel the leader of the PKTT should be accountable.
Yes.
Yes.
No, we're saying the same thing. You were referring to a judgment.
Yes.
But what interested you in the judgment was the conduct of the PKTT.
That's correct.
Which you thought was bad.
Inappropriately so, yes.
Yes. And this is around 11:18 in the morning, so it's 18 minutes after 11.
Yes.
Yes. And then what follows this text is a text on page 59 to Mr. Matlala, where you say to him, today is D-Day on the other side. You see that?
I see that 10%.
Yes. And what I'm going to suggest to you is that the only thing of relevance or significance that happened that day is the disbandment of the PKTT by the minister.
Absolutely.
At least that is relevant to Mr. Matlala. I mean, I'm sure the whole country would have been celebrating the end of the year. But in these exchanges, the only thing of significance that happened that day is the disbandment of the PKTT.
That's correct. That's correct.
And this suggests, at least to me, that at 11:32 on the 31st of December 2024, you knew that PKTT was going to be disbanded that day, and that's the message you were sending to Mr. Matlala, that this is D-Day, this is the day when PKTT is going to be disbanded.
The suggestion, Commissioner, is it's misplaced, Commissioner. Here it was a D-Day. Remember I said it was, this is what I said. If you check the message, outstanding issues. But from the top, it started by, I'm now worried, my brother.
Yes.
He said, worried about. And I said, the outstanding issues, now this again. Then I said, okay, today is the D-Day on the other side. I think you must also stand back. The D-Day was the pay for the payment of the January 8th. And then to stand back, look, this is now what supports the stand back. He asked me, stand back, don't understand what you mean. Then I only spoke about your safety and business, because I did allude even yesterday. It was after I heard that they were going to Matlala, I don't want to say attack, but they were going to do a similar thing which they did previously. That is why I even say, if you check the next one, I said, we must just fight what comes your way to help him. It was his way. It has nothing to do with the PKTT and all those stuff and all those things. Now, I don't know, Commissioner, if I should talk about the letter that you say it gave impression to the minister, and I've also showed to Kate.
No, I did not ask about that. I'm only focusing on this text.
Yeah,
so D-Day to you referred to payments for 8 January.
That's correct.
So why did it have to be D-Day on the 31st of December
because
2024?
It was what we agreed with the arrangement for the people who are going to get on that we're going to pay. And the focus, as I've said, let's say there's no D-Day, and I say you must stand back, and he asked me from what, and I say for your safety and your business. If it was a PKTT, when he says stand back from what, I should have said something big is coming that is going to make you happy, or something to show that I was awaiting the disbanding.
And then I wanted to finish this off by saying that since they failed with their mission, they finally got them arrested for that nepotism and an administrative matter that has nothing to do with them. Of which Nkabinde is also a role player of that from Fidel Adams. So even Fidel Adams is working with Above O'Sullivan and everybody to conspire against Dumisani Khumalo. That is why I'm saying that those names that are mentioned, those 4 names that are mentioned from this article, please keep them in mind. One day it will be revealed that these are the IPID guys that they are talking about.
The intention was to employ this person as a Section 204 witness against both Lieutenant Colonel Khumalo and Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, who plotted against Major General Khan with reference to the disciplinary hearing outcome. Say that you gave a statement to Lieutenant Colonel Schneller. part of the strategy behind the disciplinary hearing instituted against Major General Khan was that he would be employed in that situation to give implicating testimony against Major General Khan at the insistence of Lieutenant General Khumalo and Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. So if I understand you correctly, you're saying this officer, who Mr. Matlala wants you to use to expose corruption in SAPS, says he is being used by General Khumalo and General Mkhwanazi to give false evidence against General Khan. Is that broadly correct?
That's correct.
And you then go to meet the officer, and essentially he tells you that he will only change his story to what he says is the truth if you ensure that he gets promoted to the level of full colonel and you give him a bag of cash. Is that correct?
He spoke about something, and he said, you are talking about the bag, maybe he implied cash, but he never said bag of cash.
He said bag, didn't mention cash. What did you understand the bag to contain? The bag that he wanted, what would have to be in the bag?
No, a bag would be...
I mean, was he looking for a sort of smart handbag or something?
No.
Or was he looking for a bag of cash?
Yeah, that would imply cash, of course.
Yeah, I thought so too. And he wants cash, speak to General Khan. Give him a cash if the information is going to be worth it.
That's correct.
So, let's just take a step back. Mr. Matlala is a suspected criminal you're investigating.
That's correct.
He refers you to an apparently corrupt SAPS officer who is willing to tailor his evidence if he's paid enough.
That's correct.
And Mr. Matlala says you should get General Khan to pay the officer to give evidence that will incriminate General Mkhwanazi and General Khumalo.
No, for him to make a statement, not to incriminate as such.
So this is the article of News 24. I will read it. It says, Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo has been reinstated as head of the SAPS Crime Intelligence Division despite facing criminal charges. News 24 has learned from two independent sources that the decision was announced to senior IC officers during a meeting on Thursday morning that included the head of IC from all provinces who joined the meeting online. So seems like it was the national head of crime intelligence that was there. And Khumalo is not alone in returning. At least 4 senior crime intelligence officers who are facing criminal charges alongside him for the appointment of Dino Mukwele to a brigadier post last year are returning as well. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This includes Major General Philani Lushaba, which was mentioned yesterday by Mogotsi, the Chief Financial Officer, who's also facing separate charges of defeating the ends of justice and perjury in the case involving the alleged alteration of a docket linked to the theft of his cell phone, laptop, and state firearm by a prostitute. Major General Josiah Likalakala, head of crime intelligence in Gauteng, is also returning to his post. Additionally, Major General Nozipho Matondo, the head of analysts at Crime Intelligence, and Brigadier Pindile Ncube, head of vetting office, will return. They were all shifted from the Crime Intelligence post in July this year following the arrest by the Independent Police Investigating Directorate. They appeared in court and were granted bail. They were subsequently cleared in internal disciplinary proceedings, News 24 understands. Part of the bail condition prohibits them from entering any crime intelligence offices in the country. News 24 understands that they have applied for relaxation of some of its bail conditions, but the matter is yet to be heard in court. Requested comments from the SAPS and Police Minister Firoz Kachela. Their comments will be added once received. I will keep you guys posted and updated. I think this is great news, but we'll see what happens next year with in terms of the relaxation. But with the information that is coming out, I feel like the court has no choice but to relax those bail conditions, because we are looking. Did you guys even see what happened to Miss Tepper? She even got her job, meaning that these people are watching, they're seeing everything that is unfolding, and they want to do right by these people. Let us hope they'll do right by Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo. What you guys think about everything that has happened? We will go to the second half after the break. If there's anything to report on, I'll definitely come and report. Probably I'll release the video tomorrow morning. But if there's nothing else, I will see you guys on my next upload. Bye.
It's that chat from the minister when he asks, was the arrest effected? And if I understood your evidence correctly, you were saying, or what he was actually interested in was the escape of the Zamazama kingpin. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So he wanted the Zamazama kingpin arrested because the Zamazamas had arrested and some police had conspired had been arrested and some police had conspired to let the kingpin go at Stilfontein?
Not in that context, commissioners. I said there was a community meeting which the minister went to meet with the community leaders, and that particular commitment and intention from the community was made that the community was going to arrest the Zamazama kingpin. So I'm trying to say, he asked me specifically, because I was with that community, to find out, did they effect the arrest? Did they find the person?
And are we talking about the Zamazamas who were underground in Stilfontein? Was the community going to go underground and arrest the Zamazamas?
No, the kingpin was arrested and he escaped. He did not escape back into the hole.
So this was after they'd come up and been arrested and escaped?
That's correct.
You see, Mr. Matwala, that's what I thought your evidence was, but that can't be correct. Because the Zamazamas only came up from the shaft in the second week of January 2025. And this conversation took place on the 24th of December. This text was sent on the 24th of December 2024. So it couldn't have related to the escape of someone who hadn't yet been arrested before he escaped.
Commissioner, you are I think there's a misconception. The Zamazama kingpin has never went in and out. He was arrested for these activities. He was never inside the hole.
Are we talking about the same person, Tiger Tswaedi?
Commissioner?
Are we talking about the same person, Tiger Tswaedi?
The kingpin. I can't remember. I think I can't remember his name. That guy is a Tiger from Lesotho. I'll have to find out. I must check the right name.
Because what I do want to put to you is that it's quite clear that an alleged kingpin of the Zamazamas called Tiger Tswaedi was arrested and did escape. And there was national press about it, there was controversy about it. And he was described as the kingpin of the Zamazamas in Stilfontein, and he escaped. But that escape only took place in the second week of January 2025. So it couldn't be what you were talking to the minister about on the 24th of December 2024.
Commissioners, I'm still repeating again. Now, Tiger is this kingpin, like you say, there was a national thing. That's why I say I can't remember that name. There was a kingpin who was also arrested in Stilfontein. Now you are talking about something else, somebody now who also appeared on the news. It's not that one. There was someone who, that's why even the community was looking for, was terrorizing the people, forcing them to go inside the hole for mining, that particular person.
So, but definitely not from underground. He was not doing this from underground.
I cannot confirm. I don't know. I think even the person I was talking to, I'll find his number and ask him properly maybe during lunch, because I only communicated to him about this particular person, about that meeting after the minister went there.
So it's you and who else that know about this? This second person who is not Tiger.
It's not the second person. I think it happened before. Who was forcing people to go into the
No. I think in response to questions by Mr. Chaskalson and also my co-commissioner, Commissioner Baloyi, I understood you to be suggesting that this is someone other than Tiger Tswaedi.
Even Tiger, I don't know him, but I know I'll find out about that one. That's correct, Commissioner.